Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Rebecca Johns and my co-host Andrea Coykendall coming to you I was going to say this Monday. It's Tuesday. We
Mm.
usually hang out on Monday together, Andrea and I, but today we are coming to you on Tuesday to talk about her upcoming program that she's launching with the Godly Woman Network called Bear Good Fruit, 6 weeks, 6 week parenting program that she'll be hosting via Zoom and kicking off July 26th. Good afternoon, Miss Kuykendall. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Fabulous. Loving the brick wall behind you and the little Art Deco hair and the mug.
Yes.
It's very lovely. Very lovely.
Yes.
I try to play with those. See, your hair, it works with your hair. It
Yeah.
just
Because it's
works.
dark.
With my hair, I do these blurred things, and then like my hair's blurred and I don't even have a thing going on behind it. I
Yeah.
don't know. I do have a blurry background though, just so that y'all don't have to look at the dust and stuff in my house. So so we're talking Bear Good Fruit. I'm super excited about this program. Are you excited? Are you nervous or
Oh
both?
my gosh. I mean, I'm a little nervous. It's my first time teaching something like this, but I'm so excited, especially because I am not going to try to teach something that I have not worked myself. And so I'm actually working the program prior to teaching it. And the deeper I get in the program, the more excited I do get because the more stuff that is coming up and healing within me as I get ready to teach this program to everyone else.
Now I know you have this look of excitement in your eyes when you say like stuff's coming up so I can heal it, but it's not always exciting when stuff comes up to heal.
No, no, that part's not
Yeah,
exciting.
it can be tough. So, there might be some parents out there who really could use this program, but they work really hard to not feel what this program will likely invite them to let surface and feel, right? So, what would you say to the people that are like, "Ugh, I'm not even trying to go there"?
Oh, I totally understand that 150% because I was and can still sometimes be that person myself. It's very, especially when you've spent decades not feeling and then to have to start feeling like I prided myself on being someone who just soldiered through things and didn't have those big feelings and emotions, and now I spend my time crying and working stuff out that I was like, this is hard, I don't want to do it. But on the other side of those small victories, it feels so good to sit in the sun, and that's what I want them to take away. That, like, yes, it's going to be hard, it's going to be uncomfortable, it's going to hurt, you're going to want to quit, but to just keep on, just bury. Like, I've shared this story before of Kingston was very socially awkward as a child, and so we went to a cousin's birthday party, and he was so overcome because people were looking at him and staring at him, and that was a thing. And so the only way he would go into the party is if he buried his head in Kayla's back, and so that he couldn't see the people looking at him. And then when we got inside the party, Kayla's older brother, who is Kayla and her brother are both hefty individuals like myself. And so both of them sitting on each side of him, he felt protected. And so, and then once they brought out their dogs, he just completely opened up. And that's how we figured out he needed a dog in his life. And that's where Gracie Girl came from. But so I use that metaphor for myself and then also to with others. Just bury your head in the back of someone you know or trust, or like myself in offering this program, to get through it sometimes, because that's what you have to do just to be able to get through it, because it's not easy. These are, like I said, decades cemented of things that we endured as children, that we learned as teenagers, and that we implemented and chose as adults. And so those are the things that we need to break up in order to be able to share that with our children and create a healthy legacy for our bloodlines.
You're bringing up something really important, and that is that what is cemented in, we think it's our personality, but it's really the state of our nervous system,
Right.
right? What's been impressed upon us, the impressions of life that we've perceived, interpreted. Those impressions are not just on some thought space. They're not held in opinion space. They're held in the nervous system. So this ask that you have, I mean, it's an offer that you're making to the community, but it's a big ask to say, hey, come sit at this table. I know you're probably in your 30s, 40s, 50s, but come and sit at this table and consider understanding yourself and learning some new methods, not coping mechanisms,
Yes.
not more techniques that keep you in mode, but true methods of operation that give you empowerment. I mean, it's a nice offer, but it's a big ask because we are asking people to retrain a nervous system that's been conditioned and, as you said, cemented. It's sediment, it's settled in there. For those of us that are old enough, you sit down long enough, you go to stand up, and your knees and your hips and your back, you're like, "Whoa, hold on, we're doing it. Hold on, get it."
Yeah.
Right? And yet, when you go to the gym, you ride your bike, you work out, right? Go swimming, go play with the dog in the backyard, you start moving your body, and then those very same stiff joints start to move and flow. And I mean, I know that I've repaired injuries that didn't just put me back to where I was before the injury, but restored me to a range of motion I didn't know I didn't even have before the injury, right? And that's really, I think, the not just the hope, but a promise of this type of program is when you do this kind of work in this program with us, it's not learning information and hopefully you'll remember it. It is some information that we hope you'll remember, but it's more so being in a space each week for these 6 weeks where you get to stop, disconnect, let things fall away, learn how to hold yourself in the spaces of life without the coping mechanisms or all that goes on. Who would you be if those weren't running the show?
Ooh,
um
that's $1 million question right there. And the intentionality of it, not the just as we just put our finger on before this live, not the hoping and praying it gets better. How many years upon decades did I just hope and prayed that it would get better? No, there's an intentionality. There is a breaking up of old habits. My inner dialogue is shifting. And so thoughts and different words are now coming in, are part of my thoughts that weren't before, that are interrupting that. As I call it, 0 to 60 in like 0.2 seconds. So, and that's what it is. You're not going to get anywhere just hoping and praying. My dad used to, and I know a lot of people used it, and it's not actually biblical, although in church it is biblical, but it's God helps those that help themselves. And it's just sitting around hoping and praying, like, oh, I hope I get a husband. Oh, I pray I get a husband, like he's going to just knock at my door one day, right? No. So, but there's work that I have to do. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine that was complaining that he wants a wife. He has 3 children that he has custody of because unfortunately their mother is no longer with us. And my question to him was, are you the man that deserves the woman that you want for your children? And if you're not that man, then you got some work to do. So, it's are we being the parents that our kids need, or better question asked, are we being the parents that we wish we would have had? So,
and that the answer to that, because if we can parent who we are today, can you make who you are today get up and brush their teeth and not hit snooze 10 times? Can you make who you are today? Go and drink water instead of getting soda pop. Can you make who you are today? Turn off your device. It's time to go to bed, right? Like we got big kids right here to take care of. Don't worry about the 50, worry about the 3, right? Like this. I was looking at pictures of myself, my childhood pictures recently when I was replayed again. I posted the memorial little video that I do montage of stuff for my dad for his remembrance of his passing.
Right.
And I was looking at me as a little girl and I was like, you ain't changed a bit. Like I was just sitting with her. I was just looking at her. I was just like looking at her little, this thing that she had, her little je ne sais quoi, whatever, the little Rebecca Lynness. And I'm like, that really is this. That really is this. And am I taking care of her? Or because she looks like this now, do I hold that against her?
Right.
Do I not find her precious and adorable and worth taking care of and saying, no, that's not good for you? You're going to do this over here that's good for you because I love you. And that ownership is what then I extend to my children.
Mm-hmm.
That's then what's available to as a mom to my kids. And what I'm realizing is that my kids are friends with a bunch of their peers who don't have this.
Yes.
And what I'm seeing is how much my children are leaned on to be the one in their friend group to regulate.
Uh-huh.
And what it's turned into is it makes my house the place where all the kids then go. And then
It
I
just
end up
feels good to be there.
right, right, because your nervous system is regulated,
Mm-hmm.
right? Remember the whole thing, the whole adage of people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care,
Right.
right? And so we like zoom in to people who are have that care because then we're like, yeah, I'm cared for here. I come here and I'm cared for.
Mm-hmm.
And that experience is something that we have a lot of forgiving of ourselves and others to do to get to that. So, our invitation to y'all and my invitation is number one, that you come and do this program for you. But I know a lot of you over the years have watched Andrea Coykendall grow as an individual, as a woman, as a mother, as a teacher, as someone who Brian's red machine is having a situation. I apologize. That was very
Confirmation.
horrible.
Confirmation.
Confirmation. That's a witness, girl. We have seen you transform. We're watching you do the work. So, some of you, it might just be on your heart to come and support her, be in this program for your own healing, but also to support Andrea. And I'm excited. I think this is going to be a pillar type of program for our work. And I think with you taking care of parents of kids and Andrea Adams taking care of mamas and babies and those families. And then, I'm taking care of the OGs. I think we got a good little trifecta going on. We'll be able to take care of anybody who needs anything with the team that we're building here. So I'm
Yes.
excited. So July 26th, yeah, July 26th, uh 5 p.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. Pacific. Yes.
Yes.
Did I say that correctly? Y'all can
Mhm.
go to thegodlywomannetwork.com or you can text the office 833-210-7707. And in any case, we will help you get registered. And you have programs coming in the future for kids, but you're really setting up parents to be strong first, yes?
Yes. Just really feel that in order for the children to be able to adapt, or not even adapt, learn, because they're fresh, they're just getting here, they're pretty much blank slates, so it's easy to turn their course, so to speak. It's really important that we have parents that are on board and are already implementing this program in their life, because then I think I shared this in a previous live. It's like when I was younger and I would go to church camp, I would go up the mountain and I'd be on fire, ready to come down and just make all these changes, and then I would get put back into my family dynamic that hadn't changed, and it was like, what's the point? And I don't want to set our kids up for that. I want them to
Set
be
up
successful.
kids for disappointment and frustration, unfulfilled expectations, and set up parents for some problems because you get some kids who are more clear, stable, and regulated than their mamas and daddies. And they're calling out mom and dad on, oh, that's not true. And why are you talking to her like that? And don't you think that you should apologize? And now you got little enlightened Buddhas running around, little messiahs running around, and you're a parent who's still in your dark phase. You gonna be mad. You gonna be big mad. And you're gonna perceive it in your dysregulation as, who are you to, and you're not gonna, but
Children should be
really, they're
seen,
trying
not
to set
heard.
something in
Mhm.
order, and you're insisting on the disorder
Yes.
that you just know as familiar,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So I'm excited. This is the beginning. This is the dawn of something new.
Which is one of my middle names, by the way.
That's
So
why I like to
perfect.
do that. I like to do that for you. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in and listening to us converse this week's conversation of Bear Good Fruit. Check out the website, text the office, reach out if you want to schedule a call, even with Andrea. If you want to say, I don't know if this program's for me, Andrea, let me just talk to you for a minute about this program of yours. Reach out, message the office, say, can I please talk to Andrea Coykendall? Can I get a connect call? We'll make sure that happens for you. We want you to be comfortable and confident as you step into your new future. Thank you so
Amen.
much, Andrea. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys next week. Have a beautiful